Well, I think we're back.
I'm sorry, everybody. I've never had the
That was weird.
YouTube crash, the app. We'll wait to see if people are figuring out. We started a new live stream, or we could resume it. So we resumed it, and I'm just waiting up there to see if anybody jumps on. We'll give it a second. Otherwise, we might have to start another one, Lurch.
We have to. Oh, there's one person.
Okay, so people are finding it. Yeah, okay, people are jumping on. So we're sorry, guys, we had to resume. Anyways, yeah, you can read some of those comments. I got to drive. We'll give you guys some shouts out. So, if you didn't hear, we're backed up in traffic on I-5 heading north from Olympia. We're trying to get to Seattle, Washington. The reason is I had to come over here and pick up a Lurch. We're in a cage because personal things. He's got to bring a car back over here. He's temporarily over here, so we couldn't ride the bikes. So yes, we are in a cage. Rolling in the Honda Pilot, though.
Oh, at least rolling in style.
Oh yeah. Lurch is holding the camera, by the way. I'm driving, but we are excited, and hopefully this breaks up your day. This really has nothing to do with motorcycles, other than I know a lot of people that ride motorcycles. I'm going to bring it together like music. There you go. So, you know, we're going to talk about the Pearl Jam concert we're headed to.
Your first time, right?
It is.
You're going to bust your Pearl Jam cherry today.
Oh, yeah. Lurch is an old pro. And if you see anything cool, thanks for commenting, guys.
Shout out to Detroit there.
Detroit. So this is, we're going to talk about a couple things. I think you guys, hopefully it'll break up your day, and hopefully you can join the conversation because we have some questions for you. We have some things to talk about. So Lurch has been. Jump in anytime, Lurch, too. This is just
about my fourth or fifth Pearl Jam concert.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen him at the Gorge a couple times, seen him in Seattle a few times.
Nice,
Always
dude.
good.
He's an old pro. So I have not seen him. It was on my bucket list, or as my wife says, my life list, because she doesn't like the bucket list thing.
We're all going to kick it eventually.
I agree. I just call it the bucket list.
Yeah.
What up, guys? I can't see your names from here, but I know Lurch probably can. Shout out if you
Devin, Maurice, what's up, guys?
So, yeah, so Pearl Jam, guys, on the bucket list. Now, we are staying the night in Seattle after the concert. We've got a little ways time to get up there. I was going
Kentucky.
to... Who is that?
Dave from Kentucky, Dave Perkins.
Kentucky. Thanks for checking in, guys.
And Jerry says, Pearl Jam is badass. Yes, they are.
Rock on.
Been rocking out to Pearl Jam since I had a mullet.
And they're still... Yeah, since you had a mullet, dude.
Yeah, hell
sweet.
Yeah.
You know, that's the interesting thing about music is, you know, there's certain bands, and I know you guys all hear it. I know there's some people that are listening, maybe not fans of Pearl Jam, but there's... And I think you can agree with this, Matt, is...
Maybe, we'll see.
There's certain bands that really stick with you because of a certain time in your life.
Definitely.
Or a certain phase in your life. Is that, you know, and for whatever reason that music touches you, like Pearl Jam. I can remember very specific things because I believe their album 10 came out in August of 91.
That's about right.
Yeah, which means I would have graduated high school.
Yeah.
And so for those years following 91, Pearl Jam got really big, and they're still really big. They can still sell out concerts at Safeco Field to this day, and I'm 45 now, so that puts that in perspective. But I was starting out my life, and you got to tell a Pearl Jam story, something you remember about Pearl Jam too. So when they were just starting out those years, I was starting my life, and I was working for the Forest Service at that time. I was fighting fires for the Forest Service, and I still remember for like several years of working for them fighting fires, I would listen to like Pearl Jam albums every day on the way to work and on the way back. It was kind of my release, and of course I'd sing to them, and I'm not going to sing to you live here.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay, do you have a Pearl Jam of something you remember? Because you graduated about the same time I did.
Yeah, I was a year or two behind you in high school, but I got into Pearl Jam at the same time there in the 90s,
early 90s.
When 10 came out, that album was huge. I had a system in my car back in the day, and it had some subwoofers in the trunk.
Oh,
and
yeah.
There was a piece of equipment called the epicenter. And you plug that epicenter in line between your stereo and your amp, if I recall. And hey, Washougal, Washington, what's up there, Jeff?
Washougal, we're over here. What side?
You could distort the bass. And so a lot of people were bumping rap music, but I could rock Pearl Jam and just about blow the window out of the back of my car because of that epicenter. So
badass.
Just one of those bands, you know, you really, in those teenage years, a lot of times where you kind of form your musical tastes, and the grunge scene in particular was popular, but Pearl Jam was one of my favorites.
And what's cool about Pearl Jam, that's a good memory, by the way. Thanks for sharing.
Well, thanks for validating me.
Well, you're welcome.
I appreciate
I like to validate people live. If this stream isn't the best, it's because we're not on Wi-Fi. I usually do live streams on Wi-Fi. We're actually on LTE, so I don't know what it's coming up as, 480p or something. But the cool thing about Pearl Jam, if you didn't know, is they're out of Seattle. That's where they originated. And a little history. I got a couple other subjects that also throw up, guys. If you're listening, if we're breaking up your day, and we're just like talking to bikers like you guys. If you guys are Pearl Jam fans, throw out some of your favorite songs on the screen, and we'll try to. They come and they disappear, so we might miss some. But throw out maybe one of your favorite songs, and then we'll maybe throw out some of ours towards the end of this. We're just killing time driving and like hanging with you guys. So if you see anything, just interrupt me. But they were out of the Seattle area. And an interesting thing, if you don't know about Pearl Jam, is they actually started as a band called Mother Love Bone. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Mother Love Bone, I think they were popular. I'm just grabbing this because I've out of my head. But they were like 87 to 90. And they had a singer, Andrew Woods, if I recall right.
I don't recall.
He was the singer of that band. Believe me, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm pulling this out of memory from past experience. But Mother Love Bone ran from 87 to 90. Andrew Woods was the lead singer of that, I believe, and then he died of a drug overdose right before one of their debut albums called Apple came out. Mother Love Bone, I'm taking it back. So the whole grunge scene and just the music scene in Seattle was huge at that time, and that's where Pearl Jam. And so they got Eddie Vedder, who I believe he was from Chicago originally, born, I believe, but then he was in California.
Yeah.
They brought him up. The interesting thing is, if you go back and listen to Mother Love Bone, to me, and this is just my opinion, I know it'll piss some people off that maybe really
some purists.
Well, the thing about Mother Love Bone is Andrew Woods. To me, he sounded a lot like your typical. We heard a lot of it in the '80s and early '90s. That '80s voice, that the Axl Rose voice, the Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. That tons of bands all sounded a lot of their voices were high, and it was that '80s hair band thing. That's kind of, to me, and I'm sorry if you guys don't agree, just my opinion, that Andrew Woods sounded a lot like that, which is interesting because then they got Eddie Vedder, who is a completely different style than what you expected from the 80s, which I don't believe.
Unique sound, unique voice.
Yeah, don't you agree?
Yeah.
I don't think Mother Love Bone would have made it a whole bunch longer if they wouldn't have got Eddie Vedder to completely change that band's direction and kind of the way they sounded. They were cutting edge because of that, and they were doing something different than a lot of the hair bands. That's just my little spiel, which may not mean a lot, but it's better than just being stuck in this slow traffic and chatting with Lurch here. And chatting with you guys out there. So any good songs come up? Anybody?
Better Man was one that somebody put up there. There's Even Flow.
Even Flow.
State of Love and Trust is one of my favorites.
Ooh, Yellow Ledbetter.
I mean, if I had to only
they got to play that tonight, dude.
Yeah, I hope that for your sake.
Have they played it all other 4 concerts that you've been at?
At least 2 or 3 of them, yeah.
So it's kind of
they don't always play it, but a lot of times if they do, generally it's been the one they close the show out to.
Oh no!
So
no
I can't,
doubt,
man, I can't promise you that they're gonna play it. If they don't, you're just gonna have to go to another concert.
I'm gonna cry, dude.
Just go to another concert.
No,
Black's a good one.
I love Black. That would be that was on my list right there. Black. Nice, you said that. You got to throw out some names there.
It's hard, man. I can't even see the writing's so little.
We'll get it up to you.
I have to go like that and take a look next time.
Or just scooch forward. Yeah, I like to throw these guys' names out, see who's on there. I know we probably got patrons on there.
Kauai Cruisin' from Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. All right. So, what else about Pearl Jam? Now, again, there's not all that many bands, that can sell out concerts still. After, if you're talking, that was in my 20s. That's 25 years. Because I'm 45 now. That they have no problem worldwide selling out concerts. And I wanted to hit this because Eddie Vedder is no spring chicken. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, they're not young, but they're not.
I don't want them to croak.
They gotta be in their 50s, right?
Yeah. Oh, I would think.
And just a great band too. Great guitar players. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's just got that sound. As soon as you hear it, you know who they are.
Yep. And yeah, I definitely think it's an era thing though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because we've talked to some other people that we ride with, and they're like, yeah, it's okay, but it, and they have their bands that really struck a chord with them. But Pearl Jam's one of.
Somebody's going to Seattle. Are you going to see the concert?
Who's going to see the concert?
That's like a username. I can't quite.
Yeah, some of the YouTube usernames are tough to see, guys, because there's like numbers and letters and. Okay, so it was on my bucket list, and here's how much it was on my bucket list, and we're gonna get in a little conversation here, and you guys can tell us what you think. Okay, you might know by the title of this damn YouTube. The Scalpers suck.
They suck.
Scalpers suck.
Donkey balls.
So here's how this went down. Of course, Ticketmaster and that whole mess of Ticketmaster. And you can chime in here too, because it was Lurch's wife, lovely wife, that was off work, and she was online waiting. Okay. Now, this was several months ago, and I don't know, 3-4 months ago, when we knew this was coming to Safeco Field, and she was online, she was prepared, she was ready.
Bug slide products are the bomb.
Nice, in the law-abiding biker store.
She was online trying to buy.
She was trying to buy, and that's what I mean about a band selling out concerts. And of course,
in seconds it was gone.
In seconds, and she was ready, but the site got so busy, which we knew was going to happen, that you couldn't even purchase anymore. They sold out within a couple minutes, and she kept trying to get on. So we were bummed. Lurch and I were absolutely bummed because, like I said, I don't know if I'll get another chance, and I don't know if they're going to tour next year and all that kind of stuff. And I put it off for years. I wanted to go see him. So Lurch and I talked, and the frickin' Scalpers. And you can give me your opinion of whether you think this is ethically okay for the people that do this to do this. But of course, they get online, they buy all the tickets, they get what tickets they can. They have no intent of going to the concert. And then within minutes, those tickets are listed on places like eBay for double price of what you would have paid originally.
Which we did.
We did. Me and Lurch talked, and we're like, I don't like paying a scalper, and my personal opinion, that's just me, is I think it's unethical to make money that way. But whatever, I'm sure there's some entrepreneurs out there that disagree. It's a free market, and I think it's legal in this state. I don't know if it's legal in all states, but we had to get on eBay. And we're taking a risk there too, right? Because it's an eBay seller, but he had good ratings, and I emailed back and forth. Nice guy, but scalped tickets and charged us twice what he bought them for, with no intent of going to the concert. So either you consider that free market and an entrepreneurial spirit, or you find that, I think there's only two camps of whether people agree with that. Yeah, he made money, maybe he's feeding his family with it. I don't know. I just think there's
better ways to make money.
I could never make money that way.
Yeah,
that's just
kind
me.
of shady.
It's kind of a shady way to make money for me.
And hopefully our tickets work. We'll let you know later tonight.
Yeah, we're really hoping that our scalped tickets work tonight at Safeco Field. I'm sure they were, because I was in contact. He's an eBay power seller, and I saw that he does it all the time, the guy. I'm not going to mention his name, but he sold a lot of tickets to a lot of other big name concerts, and he had nothing but 5-star positive, reviews. And so I didn't buy it from an unknown eBayer. I was careful about that. So I'm sure we're okay, but you take a little risk when you're forced to do it this way, and it was the only way that Lurch and I could get the tickets.
Maurice says scalpers suck.
Scalpers suck, and I agree. So we're hoping that this concert's going to be awesome. And our hotel room, we won't say exactly where we're staying, but we're staying close.
Less than a mile from the concert venue.
Which is nice. Lurch booked it, but you don't even want to know what we spent for that room, just because of the concert and because it's within a mile. So this whole trip got pretty expensive, but I don't go to a lot of concerts, and it was one that, like I said, was just near and dear that I needed to go to. So yeah, there you go. That's our Pearl Jam, and we're still jammed up into, we're not even to Tacoma yet. That's why, one other thing about traffic, it's exactly why I don't live on the west side. And God bless, I know we have a huge audience over here on the west side of Washington State, but every time I come over here, guys, I can't wait to get out of here and get back to my beautiful eastern Washington, where we don't have to deal with this crazy, just insane amount of people and traffic. I can jump on my Harley and ride for miles and not be in a traffic jam where I live. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine having to, and I know we have people in our club, in our motorcycle club, that actually live over here. Michael, you know,
Yeah.
lives over near here, and God bless him. I don't know how you guys do it. So,
Ugh.
yeah, traffic, something about traffic.
Yeah, Phillips Pence said his brother lives out by the White River Amphitheater. He's from Walla Walla.
Oh.
I see. I was just over there for the Chris Stapleton concert at that White River Amphitheater. That was pretty cool.
Nice. I have never
Yeah.
been to the
gorge. Gorge is better, but not bad.
It is how you,
Yeah.
right from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, the gorge is better. It's more open and just more scenic.
Well, good to know. Good to know.
Hell yeah. But if it's somebody you want to see, I wouldn't not see him just because it's at the White River.
Right.
I would suggest that you stay in the 100 or 200 level so you're under the cover and closer to the stage, because if you're up in the grass, you're back behind the cover and it's hard to see and the sound's not as good. But and they oversell that grass area is what I was told. But so if you have a choice between White River and the gorge, go to the gorge.
There you go, straight from a guy who has been to a lot more concerts than me. So yeah, so we're looking forward to it. Gonna have a good time. But any last comments or discussion on Scalpers? Anybody going on this? That would be cool if somebody was on here that was actually going to Pearl Jam at Safeco tonight. What are they saying?
The grass is like a mile away. Yeah, he's talking about the.
Who is that?
The grass is Phil Pence. The grass there at the White River Amphitheater.
Good to know, guys.
James,
well, anyways,
we will be careful, brother. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, we'll be careful. All right, we're gonna rip up the town. That's why we're in walking distance.
20 years ago, maybe, but
you're right. We're just a bunch of old guys.
Yeah.
We'll probably go to the concert. Well, we're gonna get dinner before, have a couple beers,
Yep.
and then in bed lickety split.
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure.
All
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just can't do what we used to do, but enjoy the concert, guys. Yeah.
We will.
All right. I know it wasn't motorcycle related, but we'd like to show you guys a little bit behind the scenes that. And while we're in the car here, Lurch is handling law-abiding biker media, emails, and social media, and
It's
it
amazing
never
what you
stops.
can do on a smartphone, huh?
Yes, we don't have a laptop with us, which is weird.
Yeah. Well, I do actually. It's in my bag.
Oh, that's right.
If we need it.
We might have to,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So it's a rarity that we get away from it, guys. But we like to show you guys and just chat like this because there's other things than motorcycles, you know, that we do on this channel. Mostly motorcycles, but some of the behind the scenes and us getting away just a little bit and killing time in a traffic jam. All right, guys.
Dave says, give it hell, boys. It's a bucket list item. Yeah, we will. We'll have a good time.
Buddy. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We're out of here.
Take care.
Laters.